Hi there, my name is Kendrick, and welcome to another ENFP male interview. Today, I'm interviewing Benjamin. So, Benjamin, welcome, dude.
Hi, my name is Benjamin. I'm an ESFP double feminine consume play blast sleep. So yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of cool types are ESFP. So, what can you? How did you feel, and what do you think when you got your results back?
Okay, so when I first got my results, so my cousin, he joined the military. So like we were both in the OPS. And then he was like, I just want to type you before I leave to boot camp because he was like, I just want to like have like, I don't know, like a victory thing. I don't know. It was just weird. So like he typed to me as SEFI consume, play, sleep blast. So he thought I was blast last. And like I was actually just being unbiased. I didn't want to be one of those people that was like, oh, like this is my type. Like I just truly went into it like I don't know what my type is. But it was kind of a downfall because like I lived my day to day like truly like a nature documentary. That's the only way I can describe it. I was like literally observing myself from like a third person at all times because I was like, am I double deciding right now? Am I single deciding right now? Like, what is this? Like, what's going on? But like, I kind of knew I was a double decider just because like people really don't like make me like struggle. Like people, like obviously everyone struggles with people, but like I don't like get like stuck on people. I'm just kind of like, all right, like I understand where you're coming from. It's more like for me, it's like the whole like I feel like I have to commit to a life plan, like right here, right now, and it has to be like forever. And like that's kind of where I was like, okay, maybe I have an I, like maybe I could be an IJ. Cause I was like, I see myself as a gatherer, but what if that's just like my brain lying to me? So I was like, maybe I'm an IJ. But yeah, that's it.
You were probably seeing your masculine NI because it's like,
No, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I did. I like that's what I realized. I was like, okay, like that's why. Like that's why I could really like see the NI. But I thought it was NE for a little bit because I was like, I see gather. So like there's no way that I have NI as my number one. But like how do I see the NI? Like how do I see N? But like my literal like brain is like wired to just gather. Like I just want to like gather. So like I don't know, it didn't click. But my cousin, I guess he got it. Like he understood. But yeah.
your cousin is also officially type.
Not yet, no. He's
No.
probably gonna do it like in a couple months. But like I'm trying to figure him out. He's kind of hard because like I don't know. Like we thought he was an INTP, but then I realized like he actually has a pretty good like he's pretty good with FE. Like he's kind of good at like okay, like this is not like appropriate right now. Like this emotion isn't appropriate right now. Like come on, like go along with the tribe for this. And then like me as like an FI, I'm like no, like especially with masculine FI, it's like no, like dude, no, like I don't want to cuss just in case my parents watch this because like that's awkward. But like yeah, like no, dude.
Yeah,
But sorry, I'm like an EP. I'm not gonna be able to like stay on track. Like you're gonna ask me a question and I'm
yeah,
gonna forget what the question is while I'm talking. Like I'm sorry. Like it's just truly what's gonna happen.
yeah. And your channel changed too.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Oh my God.
yeah. You
Yes.
kind of channel
Okay.
changed already, but it's all good.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, no, not the. Hey, man, you're just being you. And that's what's
Yeah.
important is to be you, right? So it's all good. Don't be
Hmm.
embarrassed about it. Don't be
Okay.
embarrassed about being an
Okay.
ESFP. Like, um,
Yeah.
um. So it seems like you're like the ultimate double decider because like you were double activated on the TE, even though you're self-above tribe. So you're gonna be like super balanced, like in the middle. Like you're almost gonna be like 49, 51%. Kind of like that level.
I could see that. I can see that. But like I think having sleep last, like it kind of I don't know. I don't know if you want to talk about sleep last year because like that's I'm sorry. Like I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're gonna save that for later because
Okay. Okay. Okay.
that's like the big. Usually when people talk about their sleep, that's like the big one. So we got save that for later.
Okay.
We'll,
Like
we'll go over
no.
your
No.
points
Yeah.
first, and then we'll go deep dive in your sleep class. Okay. Um. All right. Cool. Let's start with your first function. Your first animal. Sorry. It's consume. SF consume. Right.
Yes. Yes.
That's your kind of go to. What's your experience been like with like SF consume?
Okay. So SF consume. I kind of used to be an asshole when I was younger because I think SF consume like made me an asshole because like my brain didn't comprehend that like things don't equal value like personal like yes, things can be valuable, but it doesn't make like a person valuable. Like literal objects don't make a person valuable. And like that was something that I had to like understand. But like I think SF Consume was kind of like when I was younger, it was like, oh, I want to have like the best like clothes. I want to have the best phone. I want to have the best laptop. Or like it was a literal like physical objects. Like I want to have the best of that. And then I don't know if like so like I like to make music. Like my whole family, we like they're just like we play music and stuff like that. And I don't know if like SF Consume has to deal with that, but I would like look at what was popular, like what was like popular in like the music industry and like what the techniques was that they were using. And I was kind of just like, oh, like with masculine FI, I was kind of like, yeah, no, like this is kind of bullshit. Oh my God, someone's calling me. I'm sorry. Hold up. Is this messing up the video?
It's oh. We'll pause it for now until he comes back. All right, so Benjamin is back now after someone calling in.
I'm so sorry. Like I swear I hit the like don't like oh my God. Is it okay? Is this okay? Like is everything okay?
Yeah, it's fine, man. You're an EP. People got to see what happens with an EP. And I think that's
So
great, you know? Like
this
sensory
isn't even
chaos.
like oh my God, this is not a character. Like I hope no one thinks it's like a character. Like this is genuinely my day-to-day life with every single thing that I do. Like it's
Yeah.
just okay. But anyways, SF Consume, all right. It's basically just kind of like I'm just like looking at like what's kind of popular. And then with my masculine FI, I'm either like, okay, like I'm basically being the ultimate standard. Like I'm the god. Like I'm like, yeah, like this is the best. This sucks. Like that's kind of what I'm doing. And yeah, I don't know. And I also kind of watch like a lot of like weird like fact videos. Like yesterday I was watching a video about like how New York is like they have a plan to like add like they're trying to like add land around Manhattan and like extend New York out because it's gonna like benefit. I don't know, like I have feminine SE, so like I don't remember the facts, but like I remember like the general idea, right? So like the general idea is they're trying to add like land to New York because it's gonna help New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice channel changing, man. Can't help it.
I literally can't help it.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because like I don't know, like I think people that don't follow OPS probably just think I'm crazy. Cause like we could be talking about something and we just end up like in a completely different place. And
Yeah.
I don't realize I do that. But
Right. No, it's all good, man. I'm an EP like you. I do the same thing. So it's
okay, yeah, I'm glad I get it. I feel like safe with you. Like I just feel safe right now. Like it's
yeah.
great.
Okay, we're both EPs. I get you, dude. So don't worry. It's not weird. All the EPs do that. Okay, it's one fourth of the
Okay.
population do this. Okay, so it's all good.
Okay.
Um, I guess okay. So let's go back to SF Consume before we go off tangent.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
okay, so consume is also related to external self-awareness. So earlier you were talking about like you watching yourself, like it's almost like an animal, like a wildlife documentary where you're like observing yourself. So that's kind of like consume, because like consume you can like watch yourself too, like from an outside
Holy
perspective.
crap.
So and because your consume is SF, you're always trying to also observe your vibe. Like are you like thinking like do I look good? Is my vibe right? You know, like it's like, you know, there's like an emphasis on that. Do you see yourself doing that?
Honestly, yes. Like I think okay, so this is like after you said that, like that's actually like really good because I think a lot of people think that like SF, like I don't know if like I don't know. Let me just say ESFPs, right? Like a lot of people think that I'm like airheady. And I think it's because like I'm constantly doing that. Like I'm constantly like observing myself. Like how it's almost like how am I impacting the environment almost like how is like where is like my place in the physical environment like how I don't know it's like it's just weird it's kind of like that but I see exactly what you're saying and I think I don't know I just think that's why people think we're airheady because it looks like we're in our head but it's like we're not in our head because like we're observing you as well like we're observing everyone but we're like the main focus is on us but it's not like I'm in my head about it it's like I don't know. It's just weird, but like I don't even like think about that. Like you just like brought up a whole new idea in my head, and I feel like understood now. So it's great. Like I feel like I thought I was crazy. But
No,
yeah, like
you're not crazy, dude. You're normal. Normal for an ESFP.
okay, normal.
Um,
Well, there's no such thing as normal. Technically, like normal's like subjective, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. They're okay.
But
I
yeah.
mean, normal-ish. Okay, but
Okay, okay, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
like, okay. Yeah, like, everyone's a weird. At the end of the day, everyone's a weirdo. Okay, but like, but it's like the normal kind of weird, that everyone is.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, that
yeah.
makes sense. I know what you're
Um,
saying.
and I like how you're super double decider too. Like you're like aware of how you come across to other people. So you're like, it's like you definitely do the double decider so quickly. You're like, yeah, people might think I'm an airhead, but like, they just don't know that it's like that's what I'm doing as a consumer person. So it's you're like
Mhm.
you're like so quick with the double deciding. And
Am I actually like I'm not trying to like I'm not sorry, but like am I actually because like for a while like I thought I don't know, like I don't see it. Like I don't see it. Is that what you mean by like the 50-50 where it's truly just
you can't see
like
it because you're so quick at it. It's like so natural that you can't even catch it. It's like
whoa.
your two middle function. Those are like the ones that is the most balanced, right? Like your first and your
Mhm.
fourth one, those are the crazy ones. The middle ones are like the normal ones. So you're so double decidery that you can't even catch it because it's so it,
Okay.
you do it so quickly that you can't even catch it. Um,
Interesting.
you're
Okay,
not being
okay.
weird about it too. You know, it's like your first animal is it's like when you're talking about your um watching yourself as like a wildlife documentary, like you're that's like a little bit more weird than you talking about like self and others. Like that's so quick, right? You know, uh,
Yeah. Oh, I see exactly. Okay.
yeah. But it's still not weird when you talk about the wildlife documentary because it's still like double deciding at the end of the day. So it's still okay, it's still fine. I want to talk about your second animal now, which is play. This is going to be your go-to. This is double activated, double feminine, ST play. So it's double activated, double feminine. So it has like
Yes.
and it's ST. So it's like block banging. So you're like doing things with like people. So you
Mhm.
were or are in the military. How do you like doing the collaborations with others? And like because it's double feminine, how much do you take pride of being like very flexible when it comes to like getting things done?
Honestly, like when I work with people, I'm like very lenient. Like I think I'm not trying to brag, but I think I'm like great to work with. Like because it's like I know exactly like I don't know, like I can understand people's perspectives pretty well. And then like I think I get stuff done pretty well. And like I'm not gonna be like an asshole because I think I'm like I have the feminine DE. So it's kind of like I'm gonna be very like I'll take your punches, like and then I'll be vocal sometimes about my FI or whatever. And then like it's just very much like it's very easy. ST play though, like I don't like ST play was I had to really process this one. And I think I just like taking people on experiences and like just like being like active with them and like simultaneously like learning about them. But like since it's double feminine, I don't remember anything. So then it's like, I don't know, like I feel like an ass because like I'm basically like getting to know people every single time I meet them, even though like we like met like multiple times and I just forget everything about them. Um yeah, like I literally forget everything about everyone. But like they know deep down I care, but it's just like that's just me. Like people call me Dory just because like they basically say I'm so stuck in the moment that like yeah, I don't see the future or the past. It's just like what's happening right in front of me. But with the ST play, sorry, I just channel changed. With the ST play, um, I wrote something. I have to like think about this. To me, it's just like listening to people rant. Like I like listening to people rant and I like working with them. So like if they give us a task, like you guys have to get this done, right? Like you can do it individually. But for me, it's like, okay, like let's all go get this done. Like let's go together and get this done. Like um yeah, like I don't know, it's just like that. Like I like having people around me when I'm doing something, basically. Like it's just fun.
I think ST play double feminine almost looks like FE because like it's like so flexible with people and like also because you forget the facts all the time. So if like someone were to rant at you, you would forget later on. So you wouldn't like dwell over like that negative emotion because you already forgot, right?
No, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like
Exactly,
it's like
exactly.
it's like perfect. So um Yeah, like
exactly.
you'd be a good person to like, like if someone were like to vent at work or like upset about something and then they'll vent to you. And then yeah, of course you'll double decide, you'll feel with them in a moment, but after you leave, you'll forget all the details and you're like, okay, I'm fine, I'm good, So
No, yeah.
yeah. Um,
Um,
yeah, go
with
ahead.
ST play, right? So like, okay, so like, never mind. I don't even know how to like process this right now. Like, I think my info dom is kicking in, and I'm just over analyzing. I'm over analyzing, and I need to like chill. Like, yeah.
It's all good, man. So with SD Play, do you also like dad jokes or like robotic kind of jokes?
Um, I'd
Like,
say I like. This is might sound bad, but I like really sarcastic jokes. Like where it's kind of like it's like low key bullying, but it's not bullying. It's just like, come on, like, dude, like look, like just look, and then it's like, how do you not see that? You know what I mean? It's kind of like that type of like,
like it's so obvious. Yeah.
yes. Like it's very clear, and it's like, how do you not see that? And then like, but I like it when people like you said, like robotic, like when they're just like monotone, like with it.
Yeah.
Like it's like they call someone out like monotone, and it's like sometimes it goes over the person's head, and like that's when it could be kind of bullying because it goes over the person's head. But
Yeah.
like that's when it's like the most funny to me, I guess. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's like SD Play, right? He'll be like, get out, or like I'll be back. It's like,
No,
that's
yeah.
like the ultimate like SD Play. I think that's why he became so famous. It's like abusing that SD Play. Um, okay, let's talk about your NT blast. You have NT blast activated, which is usually what INTJs have, but you have access to it because you have it third, so you can use it if you need to. That means you can explain logic to people, logical concepts and whatnot. Can you talk about the times when you've actually or share a story when you've actually done it, like
Yes. So this is the weird part, right? Like this is the part that like I was really like I don't know why, but like for some reason I can't really see like SF consume and ST play that well. Like I really can't, and I think it's because like they have that feminine like they like I don't know they have that feminine SE, and like I just really can't see what I'm doing with that one. But like when I blast and sleep, I kind of do see those. So like NT blast, like that's one that I really do see. So basically for me, it's like I really enjoy like theoretical concepts, but like they have to be grounded in reality to begin with. So like, okay, I channel change, sorry, but like SF consume, right? So like this is I forgot to write this down, but like this was like actually what something that I processed. SF consume for me, it's like I'm consuming reality. Like I'm literally like consuming reality. Like if it's not real or it can't be applicable to reality in some way, it just feels like a waste of time to me. And I know that sounds like offensive to some people because like I get it. Like I understand. Like I completely get it. Like you might like comics, you might like anime, like you can like that. Like I love like I get it. Like you guys, everyone has their own like likes. But for me, it's like I can't sit there and watch it because I'm like, okay, but I could be in the real world right now. Like I could be doing something in the real world right now. Okay, anyways, now channel change back to NT Blast. So NT Blast for me, it's like I like theoretical concepts that are based in reality. So kind of more like existential stuff, like the whole like multidimensional theory. Like that's really what my brain just loves. So like but I think since it's like masculine and it almost takes it like fact. So like it's gonna treat it like fact. It's gonna be like this is 100% real. And then with the NT blast, I'm gonna like tell people about it. But since I have like feminine TE, I'm gonna be like, well, like you don't have to believe it, but like if you don't believe it, you're kind of dumb because like this is basically 100% fact. But it's like I don't know if it's 100% fact, but like I will act like it's 100% fact. So that's kind of what NT blast is. It's kind of like I just present people with like deep thought about something, and then like I kind of like bang it on their head like slightly because it's feminine. But it's like okay, like you can have this, but like if you don't take it, you're kind of dumb. No offense. And then yeah, and it's also a lot of like the personality stuff. Like, and this I really know that I do have an eye now because like the personalities like to okay, so I studied personalities first, and then I found like the whole multidimensional theory thing. And then I was like, okay, well, this kind of goes into personalities because if this is a simulation, then like there has to be a code for like the characters like day to day like behaviors. So then I was like, all right, so like this is basically connecting. So then I'm like, okay, I can take this in now. So that's kind of what it is. If it doesn't connect to what I already know, it's not going to go in. And then once it does go in, I'm going to present it to people as fact because I'm like, look, it connects to all this. So yeah, that's kind of it.
Okay, so the weird contradiction with what you said is
Mm-hmm,
you said that everything has to be grounded into reality, right? Uh,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
but but ESFPs get really obsessed over ghosts and spirits and all this stuff,
I
which
know,
is
I know, I
not
know.
connected to reality at all. So
Okay, I have an explanation for this. Okay,
okay,
so
yeah,
it's like, okay, it's like the whole like, okay, so like, you know how I was like, okay, the multidimensional theory, right? So it's basically like, it's existential. Like if it's existential, it's technically connected to like reality because it's like it's our existence. Because like SE is all about like existing here right now. So then it's like it's almost like okay, so like I guess like ESFPs or like ESTPs, we can't like comprehend what it means to like not be in the physical world. So it's kind of like we go like I guess we just go crazy like when it's like oh my god like what happens when we don't have that anymore like and I don't know. I think a lot of like I guess SE people might do like psychedelics just because it's like it's gonna give them like a it's gonna give them like another existence, but like not here, and it's like crazy because it's like completely different than like yeah. I don't know. That was weird. That was just random. I think I just wanted to say something about psychedelics. I don't
yeah.
know. Anyways,
Well, I mean, it like a lot of people who are like, ESTPs and ESFP, they don't believe in like, the intuition stuff. But then when they do the mushrooms or whatever, and then like they go on like that, psychedelic trip, they're like, oh my God, there is something into this, So it's like
no, yeah,
it's like
yeah,
a shortcut, I guess, to make yourself believe that it's real, even though you're grounded in reality. And then once you see it, you cannot unsee it, right? So it's like uh now you believe,
no, yeah,
So yeah.
no, yeah. There's no way to unsee it. So
Yeah.
it's just like yeah, life.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm awkward. Like I wish I wasn't awkward. That's also another thing. Like, I don't know if like I don't know. Like I don't know. I just feel like awkward at all times,
You're
and I
not
don't know
awkward,
what that
dude.
is.
You're not awkward, not even close.
I swear to you, like internally, I feel like, whoa, like that's the only way I can describe it. But yeah.
Oh, I mean, I can see it. Like you turned red a few times already, but like, but it's,
God, oh my
but yeah, like right now.
god.
Yeah, but no, it's
Okay,
all good,
yes.
dude. It's all good. You're not being weird at all. You're being normal. Like you're just being you, right? So it's
Okay,
all good. It's
okay,
all
okay,
good. Like
okay, okay.
nothing to be embarrassed about. So, but hey, maybe now you will be embarrassed. We're gonna talk about your NF sleep. Yeah.
Oh,
So, um,
yay.
so
Um,
okay. Well, we'll start it shallow and we'll go deep, okay? Because NF sleep does go very deep. Um, so okay. So the very weird contradiction with ESFPs that I see is the SF consume makes you want to make sure that you're like well presented, like you have the right vibe, you look good, you're not being weird, just like the right vibe and everything, right? But in a way, when you do
mhm,
that, it kind of comes across as a little bit shallow, which is contradictory to NF
mm,
sleep, because NF sleep is all about like your true self, like what do you believe in, like what's your higher purpose, what's your higher meaning, authenticity. So it's kind of contradictory to like how you present yourself with that SF consume, right? So they're kind of like in a way, when you focus on the SF consume, you kind of slowly go away from your true self, which is like the NF sleep, right? But I mean,
no, yes.
another contradictory though is both of them are your true self. The SF consume and the NF sleep, they're both you. So basically, you need to find a way to make them live together. So it's like, yes, you're concerned about your vibe, your look, your appearance, your image, all that stuff, while still being like deep and being able to communicate your what you're passionate about, your deep purpose in life, meaning and stuff. So um can you talk about like that contradictory, like how and
No,
like
yeah.
it's like
That's like perfect. That's like a perfect description of what it is. So like it's almost like having SF consume as number one, it's almost like your character is like the popular person. Like that's what you're trying to present yourself as. It's almost like how can I, but it's not in a way where like, oh, I think I'm cool or I want to be cool. It's like in a way where what's the most relatable, I guess. Like how can I be the most relatable to like everyone around me, make them feel comfortable. And I guess it's just like doing what's popular, because it's like you're just gonna kind of go under the radar. I don't know if that makes sense. But like what you're saying, it does make you look shallow to everyone. And it's like that's why they just think that you're like, oh, like this is just like a dumb dumb. This is just like a dumb airhead that's just copying everyone, blah blah. But then there is that like NF sleep where it's like you're like like, well, I guess having sleep last, it's hard because it's like that's why I thought for a while I did think I was an EJ. Like that's what I was gonna talk about earlier. Like I thought I was an EJ because having sleep last, it's almost like you can't track, like you can't really like track what you want for yourself for like on a deep level. Like it's like weird. Like I know that sounds probably like weird to people, like because like how do you not know what you want? But it's like you genuinely don't know what you want. And I guess like for me, it's like I only know what I want when it's presented at the moment. Like when it's presented to me like in the SE, my masculine I'd be like, yes, I want that. But when it comes to like thinking, like, okay, like what do I want like tomorrow? Or like in 10 years, or like where do I want to be in 10 years? Like it's really hard for me to like think about it because it's like I don't know. Like SE's like I just want to do something new all the time. But then it's like, okay, but I don't know. And then yeah, so it's like looking internally as well. Like you can't really track your patterns. You're not, well, personally, I'm not tracking my patterns, right? So like I'm just kind of like experiencing the emotion at the moment. And I feel like, oh, like this is such a new thing. Like, why is this new? But then like in reality, like if I probably like slept, like if I used enough sleep, I could probably like start collecting like patterns on what triggers my emotion, or like yeah, like what triggers specific emotions in me, or like specific things. And then I can like grow as a person, because then like instead of reacting emotionally like at the moment, I can actually like be like, oh, I already know what's happening. Like I'm not gonna let this like affect me right now. So it's kind of like that as well. Um, but yeah, like for me, it's kind of like a life plan. So like I was in college. So like the high school that I went to, you get like an associate's while you're in high school. So like I was trying to like finish college fast and like just get through college and like get a career, because like that's what society tells you to do. And I was like, all right, like yeah, like let me do it. And then but like in college, I really had like I thought I was having like an EJ swing, like when because I was studying like personality, like I was still studying like objective personality at that time. And I thought I was having like an EJ swing to like my DI, because I was like, I just didn't interact with anyone. I just decided to like cut everyone off and just like focus on myself. Like I just had like a really like selfish swing. And but I now that I see that, it's just like it was probably just me like having the NF sleep. Like I was just really focusing on myself. Like what do I want with my life? And like I was changing my major like every day basically. Like I would be like, okay, like yeah, I'm gonna change my major today. And then it's like, but like I was so dumb. Like it was like, okay, I'm gonna get in like a nursing mindset. Like I'm gonna change my clock to the 24 hours so I can understand. Like, and then like the next day I'm like, never mind, I'm gonna do like business mindset now. Like, and it's like it was just like that. Like it was just weird. And then but yeah, and then I just turned out like, yeah, I'm just not gonna go to college, like just whatever. Like I'll go later. And then I just joined the military, and then now I'm here, um, government property. So yeah, like great time, but I don't know, like I don't know how to describe it to people, but it's like double masculine as well. So it's kind of like I kind of do know what I want, but I don't really like want to accept it. Maybe like I think that might be it too. Like it's like I see something and then I don't want to accept it, and I'm like, but like why? Like why don't I just? I don't know. I guess that's what having a demon is. Like it's just like you don't. It just feels weird. Like it's like nah. Like yeah. Like I okay. This is like the weird part, right? This is where it gets weird. So like I really like music. So like I like making music. But then I think with the combination of being an info dom and then having sleep last, it's like I don't think it's ever good enough to put out, because it's like it's never gonna be perfect enough in my eyes. Like I'm gonna constantly be like overworking it. But then it's like, but like deep down, like that's probably what I want to do. But it's like I'm not allowing myself to like commit, because I'm an EP and I don't like commitment. But I don't know. Yeah.
I like how you your sleep processing live. But it's all good, man. It's all good. I'm not here to embarrass you. Just poking fun. Um, but dude, Drake is an ESFP. and he's tribe above self, and he managed to do it. Like he's also info dom. It means you can do it. Another ESFP's already done it. So and like I said, he's
Yeah.
tribe above self. So that's even harder because you're like scared to like self-express, right? Because you're like a DE. So
No,
if,
yeah.
if Drake can do it, you can do it. Um, and
Me,
yeah, and I think you can use some of your NF sleep. It's just like disjointed. Like you don't do it enough. Like you do it, you have some use of it where you can see some of the stuff that you've seen in yourself, but you don't live in it, is what I'm trying to say. Because like your life would be different if you live by your code, your inner code, right?
but like,
Like,
how do you do that? Like, how does that even like? I know that sounds like I don't understand how that like. I wouldn't understand how to like live. Like, how would you live enough sleep? Like, what is that like?
well, I don't have it, but I can give you examples of people that do have it in a savior state, like the
Hmm.
consume sleep ESFPs who can use it like regularly, and they're pretty good at it. Like Angelina Jolie is like consume sleep ESFP, right? And then if you see her, you know what she stands for, right? Like she cares about like diversity and you know um and then like the fact that she has like all these kids that are like different races. And she tries not to have
Hmm.
like too many expensive things because she feels like, okay, that money I used to buy the expensive thing, like she was giving Brad Pitt shit for this. He's the same type as her, right? Also consume sleep. It's like you have all these paintings, you can sell them to help other people and make your life better, right? So it's like that's what it means to live the code. Like her code is like, let's make the world a
I
better place.
see. Okay.
So no matter what I do, I'm not gonna let the like the consume's not gonna be the boss. The sleep is gonna be the boss. And if my sleep tells me, hey, you know what, you'll feel good about yourself if you help other people. So let's live this code. I'm not going to buy this painting or this expensive stuff. I'll use it to help other people instead. And like and she's doing it. It's not bullshit. Like everyone can see what she's doing, and it's like
No, yeah,
like her
yeah.
first kid from Cambodia, right? So like she got like official citizenship there because like she did so much good for those people, right? So that's what it means to live
Hmm.
the code. Like even Kobe Bryant, it's like consume sleep also, right? And ESFP, and you know like he just wants to be the best at basketball, right? And then after he became after he retired, he wanted to be the best at storytelling. Or he even got an Oscars. Like which NBA player has an Oscars, right? Like Kobe Bryant has.
No, yeah, yeah.
He has like what, 5 rings and an Oscars. Like you can't touch him now.
No, yeah.
Right. And then people said, um, they're like, oh, you just got lucky. He's like, no, I didn't get lucky when I got my Oscars. He's like near the end of his career as an NBA player, he knew um, that it's just a matter of time before he needs to retire, and his body can't keep up anymore with the type of performance he wants to do, right? So he had that NF sleep awareness to know that, like, hey, you know what? He looked in the future. My time is coming up, right? And I know, even though I have the passion, desire to play at a high level, I also know in reality that's not true anymore. I don't. My body doesn't. It's getting old. It cannot perform at that level anymore. So, but he also knew it. He loved storytelling, so that's why he pivoted to that, right? And
Hmm.
he knew, like, moving on to the future, that's what he wanted to invest his life in, because that storytelling was really important to him, right? And the key word is to him, right? It's like, you know, so he embodied that NF code of his to like live that life that he wanted, all in that one thing. He didn't like channel change, right? Like basketball, right? And then next storytelling, and if the tragedy never happened, who knows where he would have gone, in the realm of entertainment and storytelling, right? So like and I think the good lesson here too is you can channel change after you've given it enough time. Like he was an NBA player for like what, almost 20 years or 20 years, and then he channel changed to storytelling. So you can channel change, but give it like 10 to 20 years before you do it, right?
I see what you're
Like
saying.
for
Yeah.
you, when you channel change, I'm just making fun of you, by the way, dude. Don't take it
No,
personally.
no, I know, I know. I'm a
But
double decider, dude. I can
yeah,
handle
yeah.
it.
But like, like when you were talking about like your college, like it's like what you wanted to do for school, you're like, oh, I want to have a business mindset, and then suddenly I want to go to the military, or it's like you're like channel changing like
No,
crazy, right?
yeah.
So, and it's because you
Mhm.
didn't tap into your NF sleep. You didn't like, like, what is my code? What do I believe in? What is important to me? What, like, I think the biggest compliment that you would probably like, that you would love to hear, is if someone said, "Hey man, you're so deep, you're just like deep, you're like, you have so much wisdom." And
100%.
right.
Yes.
So it's kind of, it's like contradictory, where like you want to be that deep person, but then you're not doing it. So it's like, okay, are
Mhm.
you betraying yourself then? Um,
100%. Like I know exactly what you're saying because it's almost like I think that's what the like the play might be that like I'm trying to be like I'm basically living on the spectrums of like what works for people and then like what's like the I guess like the sensory spectrum of like the things. So it's like it's almost like I'm just literally being like the average. Like I'm being the average so that it's like approachable to like everyone. Like I just want to be approachable, but then it's like you said, like I'm just not tapping into that like NF sleep part, which is kind of like. But also, I feel like I'm just scared of it. Like it's weird. Like I feel like I'm scared. I'm not scared of it. I'm scared of like having enough sleep and then coming out and talking about it, and then someone being like, "That's dumb," and I'm just like, "Damn, like this is awkward now." And like that's kind of what like, or like if I like commit to the wrong thing, right? Like let's say I'm like, "This is what I want to do," and then it turns out like I'm just like bad or something. Like I'm just it's not like made for me, or like my skills not good at it, and then it's just like I just wasted all this time committing to this one thing, and then it's like and now I'm here and it's like it's not even what I really want or like I'm not actually good at it. Like I don't just you see what I'm saying? Like that's kind of what scares me
I,
about
I
it.
I think I think that what you're saying right now is also the masculine and I talking, which is bad. It's bad because first of all, if you commit to one thing, and it turns out you suck at it, you would have still learned a lot of stuff that built up some new skill set for you, that then you can channel change to something better. That's the beauty of being an EP, is after you commit to something for like a few years and it turns out you suck at it, you can channel change. You're not an IJ, you're not stuck. You can channel change, right? But the skills that you built up, you get to keep with you, and you can carry it to the next thing, right? So it's your masculine NI that preventing you from like thinking that way, right? Thinking like, okay, I can channel change, because masculine NI is like, no, just one straight line. If I don't follow the straight line, I'm screwed. But it's not, that's not true though. You're not screwed. You can channel change.
That's so oh my god. That's like that's why did I have to have masculine and I? Why couldn't I have like feminine and I?
No, but if you have feminine and now, you can't even see the future. It's even worse. So
Oh, okay, that's horrible. Never mind.
yeah. No offense to the people with a feminine and I, but like,
Yeah, love
um,
you guys.
yeah. we're like
Yeah,
covering our
yeah.
asses, but like, so no, I mean, like, okay, like Kobe Bryant has feminine and I, right? But he made it masculine by sticking to basketball for, you know, um, 20-ish years, right? So, and then next
Mm,
storytelling was the next step, right? So it's not like feminine and I can't solidify it. So it also means like if you have masculine and I, you can make it softer too, right? You can channel change, right?
interesting.
But
Yes.
here's the kicker: you do have to plan it. Like you need to plan it. So you do have to use the NI to make it feminine NI, or yeah. So basically, for
Mm-hmm.
you, it's like, okay, um, I feel like I should do this for 20 years, but I'll plan a 5-year mark where in the 5th year I'm gonna reevaluate using you're gonna use your NF sleep to evaluate yourself, right? To go inside and be like, okay, do I like this still? Is this something that I still believe in, right? And the answer is no. Hey, guess what? You can channel change. It's okay because you plan like you plan those. You can say like you can have like a 1-year plan, like a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, 20-year plan, and each time you go to those plans, you can do a self evaluation, right? You can go to the woods, go camping by yourself or something, or like travel to another country or something, and just like by yourself, and just like do like an NF like self self discovery, or like and just like look inside, be like, okay, do I still care about this? Is this still important to
Mm-hmm.
me? And and you still have to plan it, man. Just use your NI to plan those, and it'll become feminine because now you can pivot. You give yourself permission to pivot in those moments, right?
Oh
So
yeah.
you, you
I
know,
think my biggest problem right now is just like money. Like I can't save money. like I genuinely just like I don't know, like I can't save money. And like I think and it's like I keep like beating myself up because of that masculine eye now that I see that because it's like my NI is like you have to like I think that might be messing me up because it's almost like the NI is like it makes a standard like right here. Like it has to be like perfect basically. Like it has to be like this straight line of perfection. So like if I'm not on that straight line of perfection, I'm just gonna channel change.
Why can't you save
And then
money?
just I don't know. Like I don't know. Like I like Chipotle and like I just go to Chipotle every day and then I just like I don't know. And then I put something into savings and I'm like, oh like maybe I need to buy this. Maybe I need to buy this. Maybe I need to buy this. But like I'm not buying things, I'm buying like experiences, like with people. Like I'll get food, but then I'm with people, so it's like fun. It's like, yay, we're sharing this moment together. So yeah, it's kind of just like I'm just like I love experiences. So like I'm just using my money for experiences, but then I put myself in like a corner where then I don't have any more money for any more experiences. And it's kind of like, dang, like and I'm just gonna sit here for 2 weeks.
Okay, dude.
And
I have the same problem as you. Okay, I'm also shit with money. So it's only the pandemic is like if like before OPS, I was so shit with money. But then I learned after OPS, like when I got into OPS, like um what is it? Discipline Equals Freedom by Jocko Willink.
yes,
So
yes.
I learned that. Okay, I'm like, okay, dude. I'm like, okay, you want freedom, right? So you need to be disciplined with your money. Otherwise, you're not gonna have freedom. You're gonna be a prisoner for forever, by this thing called money. So it's like, before that, like, and I started like, being better with my money. And it's not like I didn't buy experience, but I budgeted it. Like I had a budget for it, you know. So I put aside money for it, and then the rest I don't touch. So before
Oh, wait, I didn't even think about that. Like you made a specific budget for
for a new
basically your
experience,
EP-ness.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. But
Okay.
like so, like right when the pandemic hit and like all the lockdowns hit, it's exactly the exact time I paid off all my debt and I was debt free in that moment. And it was like the most freeing moment. Like, I remember talking to Dave about it. I'm like, dude, I I uh I avoided a tidal wave, an EP tidal wave, because I controlled my spending. Like I made sure I prioritize, our problem with sleep lasts if you don't prioritize properly, right? Um, so I prioritize paying off my debt, right? And being realistic too. I'm still an EP. I'm gonna go crazy if I don't get new experience. So I didn't like I didn't cut myself off from new experiences. I had to wait longer between new experiences, but I was okay with it because I still think I still get to have it. I just have to wait a little bit longer. I have to delay gratification a little bit, right? So yeah, so like right when the pandemic hit, I paid off my debt, and I've been debt free since then, and it's like the greatest feeling. And I'm building up some saving.
Awesome.
I'm building up some savings now, and I'm like, oh man, it's like it's still so hard. I really want new experience. I'm like so obsessed. I'm thinking about countries I can travel to, video games I can buy. It's like it's really hard. It's like it's an EP. Like you just want those so bad, you know.
No, yeah, no,
But
yeah.
I always now I have to like, but I have a budget. It's like a realistic budget, right? Like I don't like for me if it comes to video games, I'm very kind. I'm still generous to myself. Like, okay, you have $100 per month on video games, okay, which is still a lot of money, but but I can't go over that. So it's like there's like a parameter, right? So if I do hit $100, I'm like, hey, you have to wait till next month now. I'm like, okay, I'll wait till next month, But
See, like I want to get there. Like I want to get to that, but it's like I could do that. I can be like, okay, you're gonna get this. I've done that. Like I'm like, you're gonna get this amount. And then like I get to that amount and I'm like, well, like I could just spend like $20 more. And then like the $20 just snowballs into like $500.
yeah, there you go, man. So
Yeah.
that's why discipline equals freedom, right? Like at that point, you're like, it's like we're addicts, right? We're like gathering addicts. Every type is addicted to something. Like the EJs is addicted to you know, tribe validation, let's say, and then not knowing themselves. IPs is addicted to themselves. You know,
Yeah.
And IJ is addicted to being safe and to control, prevent chaos from happening. So we're all addicted to something. So you have to like look at addiction in the face, be like, no, I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm not gonna let you control me. I'm not gonna
Yes, but like imagine having the addiction of like organization. Like imagine that's your addiction, like control. Like you just want everything like I just do they even have to develop? Like do I just even have to develop their OE? Like because like
you have
they
to.
can get so far. But they can get so far. It's kind of like, dude, like just live your life.
No, that's not true, dude. That's not true, dude. Okay. They can go far if they get lucky and they're on the right path. They're on the
I see what
wrong
you're saying.
path.
Okay.
They become obsolete, useless, and they wasted their time, because
Okay,
they're
no,
so
yeah.
stubborn. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So
I was
yes,
projecting my OE on them, thinking that they would like pivot, but I forget they don't pivot. Like they're just gonna
no,
forever.
that's our power. The IJs are jealous of the EPs for the ability to adapt and pivot, right? For you, if shit
Mm,
hits the fan, hey, it sucks, but I can pivot. But for
no,
them,
yeah.
shit hits the fan, I don't know what to do. It's
No,
like
yeah.
they're like,
That's
dude,
sad.
you can pivot. It's like, no, I can't. I'm like, you can just do this other thing. They're like, no, I can't. It's like, so that's kind of that feeling is the same as us, like wanting to gather. It's like, you can not gather. You can wait till next month. You're like, no, I can't. I need to buy it now. Like, no, you can actually. You can wait till next month. You know.
I mean, like, yes, but it's like I don't know. So hard.
No, no, but if
Sometimes I like yeah. Sorry.
no,
You go.
I'm just saying, you're young. Do the dumb shit that you need to do now. Okay, get it out of your system, and once you can't
Okay.
take it anymore of you doing dumb shit, then you'll fix yourself. Okay, it's like
Okay,
automatic.
but like college was dumb shit to me. Like I only went to college for 1 year after high school.
Yeah.
And I have 27K
Oh
in
dear
debt.
God.
And like I have like nothing. Like I just have like nothing from it. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. Like, but like, I don't know. EP,
Ah,
yay, like, yay.
yeah, no, that is really bad. I'm not
Um
gonna lie. That's 27K.
yeah, I
And
know. I'm
yeah,
only 20. I'm 20. I have like, yeah, like
yeah,
no
you're a
degree.
person. You're a prisoner, dude. That's horrible. That you're in shackles with the debt. It's horrible, man.
Yeah.
Can you pay it off with what you make from the military?
Yeah, I can like pay it off. I can definitely pay it off, but it's like I wish it wasn't there because I didn't really get anything from it. Like,
Yeah, I mean it's hard, dude. Like I think for any EPs, they if they're gonna go to school, they should finish something easy, like quick, like something like you could finish 1 year, like a certification. Just like at least you have something
yes.
that you can use. Because like
Or business. Like I feel like if there's EPs listening right now and you don't know what to commit to, just commit to business, bro. Because like literally do finance. Just literally do finance because you're gonna get out and you're gonna make like decent money. And like you can just channel change after and you're gonna have like useful skills, like understanding how to control your money. And like that's something that like I wish I learned
yeah,
because then I can just yeah, like that's really like you literally learn how to control money and then you're guaranteed like a job that's gonna be like decent money. And then if you hate it, it's
yeah.
just like whatever, like I'm just gonna do something else now. And
Are
like
you
yeah.
talking about business for school or practical business? Like you actually like do business?
I guess like for school, just so that you have like something to fall on. Like create a safety net. Like I think EPs have to create a safety net for themselves. Like that's something that they have to like really like just work on because EPs is like we're always living on edge. Like truly like we're always living like it's like it hasn't caught up with us yet, it hasn't caught up with us yet. So like we're just kind of like pushing it and pushing it. And one day it's gonna catch up. Like one day it's just bound to catch up with us. But it's like if you have a safety net for yourself that you can just like fall onto, it's like you can't, you know what I mean? Kind of like, yeah.
I think there's pros and cons to that advice. Like the pro is like it's like you can get like I did it before. I got a business diploma. And
Mm-hmm.
and it's probably one of the best decision I made in the sense that like it was not too hard to finish something and I got my paper, so I have a diploma. um but it's also bad because like I was in my fourth year of getting a bachelor's, and I was like 6 courses away from finishing the bachelor's, and I dropped out because I realized the business stuff I was learning was useless. It's like They're talking about case study that happened like 10 to 20 years ago, but in like present moment, these are all completely worthless. Like it's the world now is like social media and they don't talk about, I mean, at least when I went to school, they didn't talk about
That's
that
true.
stuff. And it moves so fast that by the time they teach you the concept, it's already
Out of date.
it's not relevant anymore, right? So
Yeah.
I think it's good to study business for like maybe like the first 2 years to get like a community college diploma or something. So you have a piece of paper, you can get a job and stuff. But for your bachelor's, I think you need to pivot to something else that like
That makes sense.
something more like specific, like science or something like you have like something that like would set you apart from other people. Like you have something real that you come out and you're like you actually know how to do something. Because
That is true. That is true.
with business you
That's the
can
thing. I was about to say that. Yeah. Like it's basically like it's just a piece of paper. Like like because like you can literally gain more skill by just going into the workforce
yeah.
and then like just working your way up. But like I guess having that just having like that fake paper like that says bachelor's on it, like it gives you like I guess more money, but like it's not really useful. Like I guess like I mean it's kind of useful, but it's not really like you're saying like it's not like I don't know. Like I know exactly what you're saying. That's why I couldn't decide on a major. That's why I couldn't commit to business. I was just saying that because I feel like maybe I would do that now, but I don't know. Like I get
Well,
it.
well, I mean, the paper gives you freedom, so you it's like a ticket. Now you can get a job,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
so it's not bad per se. Like I said, that's why I said because the good thing about getting the diploma first is like you can get a job at least, right? And then
No, yeah, exactly,
if you want
exactly.
to get promoted to a higher level, you need to get a bachelor's. But the good news is you can always go back to school, right? To go get that after
I see what you're saying.
when you need
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
But hey, it's kind of like with the masculine and I we're talking about, like what if you go to the job and now your boss saying, hey, Benjamin, we can promote you to the upper management. You just need to get your degree, and then you use your NF sleep, and you're like, actually, I hate my life right now. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't be pursuing the degree. Maybe it's not the right thing for
no,
me.
yeah. But
You know,
the masculine is like you need to commit to one thing, and
yeah,
it's like, yeah,
yeah. But if you put like those milestones in your masculine NI, like like because like it's masculine NI is also about like having strong planning ability, right? So it's like, okay, if my boss asks me for a promotion, this is when I need to take a step back and NF sleep and be like, okay, like does this still matter to me? Because if the answer is
mm-hmm.
no, then you have to make the hard decision of pivoting out. The good news though is that if you have your diploma, let's say, and then you go get a job, guess what? You can pay off your debt and you have some savings. So when you pivot, you're not screwed. You still have like that nest, like you still have some savings, and you have
Yeah,
experience that you've developed from your working in that job, and then now you can pivot and you can carry those skills to something else that you want to do, whether you want to start your own business or have a career change. And the good news is after you finish your 2-year diploma, when you go get your bachelor's, you can carry those credits over, right? So you can get another degree and then you can specialize in something
no, yeah,
that
yeah,
matters to you, which is, you know, the most important thing. So I think your advice is not,
yes.
it has pros and cons, and it's, depends on.
100%,
Yeah.
100%. That was just to me like that was just some OE bullshit. Like that was just TE bullshit. Honestly, TE is like a lot of just bullshit. Like I'm sorry, like I know I probably triggered like a TI dude right now,
Yeah,
but
you
like
did.
or female, but like it's genuinely like I just throw bullshit out and like if it sticks, it sticks. But like you got me, like that's why you had to like correct it for the TI users. Like thank you.
Yeah, man. You just ruined the TI's life. They took your
I
advice.
know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. They like just clicked off and just like changed their whole life forever. That would
Yeah,
suck.
yeah. Yeah. Uh,
What's it called? So like, I don't. This is channel changing, but like back to NT Blast. Like I just really like. There's something about NT Blast that like. Okay, so it's not double masculine, but like I just want to ask someone that like understands personalities. Like okay, so like um okay, so like my like I have friends, right, that are like they're trying to figure their life out because we're all like the same age and like this is like when you're trying to like figure out your life. And like they don't know what to do with their life and stuff like that. And like for some reason, like I'm not trying to brag, but I'm kind of amazing at like making plans. Like if you told me I kind of want to go this way, I'd be like, awesome, I can make an amazing plan for you. This is it. But like I don't know if I'm being like invasive because I think TE is very much like I'm tracking efficiency like in everyone, and like, but since it's mine's feminine, I'm not gonna like shit on you like openly. Like I'm not gonna be like, this is fucking dumb. Like you need to like stop. Like I'm not gonna like go that hard. But like I'm tracking efficiency. Truly, like maybe that's ST play. Like I'm just tracking efficiency in people. Like I'm literally looking at like, are you good? Are you bad? Like how not good in like a moral way, but like how like effective, like how efficient are you? But anyways, but like yeah, so like do you think someone, I think my friend is an ESFJ, like jumper, doesn't matter, but she has that TI at the bottom. Am I offending her when I like bring my feminine TE and I'm like, this plan could work for you? And like I present it in that way as well. Like I'm not like this plan, like it's like this plan could possibly work for you. Like you should probably think about this a little bit. Like, do you think that's offensive? Like, would an EJ get triggered by that? Because I genuinely like, you know what I mean?
The answer is yes and no. So yes, the TE does trigger TI people, especially the one with the TI at the bottom. I have an ESFJ friend. I trigger him all the time. Especially when I criticize that what he's gonna do is not gonna work, because the TI
Mm,
is that's their identity number one. It's kind of like if I tell you that you're shallow, you have no meaning, like you would get so offended, right? Like it's like you know it's like
whoa, yeah.
yeah, but like that's like you saying to them that the same thing, like for you that would be offensive, but like you saying, oh, what you're doing is not going to work, that's like the same feeling that you would get if someone were to call you shallow and you're meaningless, like all that stuff, right? It's like
Interesting. Okay, I
so
see.
it's just like having empathy, but like um yeah, like definitely it depends. Also, your blast is NT, right? So I think you're more likely to trigger like an ENFJ, because like their sleep is NT and your blast is NT, so you're trying to tell them what long-term
I see.
logical plan is going to work, but for them that's very personal, well, like with the ESFJ, for example, if you give them the NT blast, it's not going to be as offensive because their consume is NT, so they're more likely to listen to you actually with their NT consume. But if you use your ST play to try to collaborate with them on how to do the work, and that's their ST sleep, then then that's how you'll trigger them with your ST play.
Yes. Okay. That's actually like you're smart, dude. Like you're like on another level. Like
Thanks.
yes. Like that's actually it. Because like I noticed that actually. Because like when I present the thing, it doesn't seem to like offend them. But like when I like try to okay, like this is how we're gonna like this is how you actually do it. Like let's do it. Like
Yeah,
let's actually sit here and make the plan. Then it's like that's when it becomes like a little invasive.
yeah,
That's interesting. Wow.
yeah,
Because I
yeah,
typed them right, I guess. But yeah.
yeah. Maybe you did. I don't know. But like, if you talk to
Who knows?
if you talk to your other friends who has TE, they don't care. You can be as it's not invasive to them.
No, yeah.
They'll actually like your advice. So it's not. It depends. It really depends on the person. You have to. That's why it's good to learn OPS and like learn how to like. You don't need to type everyone accurately, but you need to get like an idea of what their type is.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
and like
I like to be like I like to try to get them in at least one of the four, like IP, EJ,
yeah,
IJ, EP. And then once I get to know them more, that's when I start like going deeper. But like I don't know if I should do that anymore because like a lot of people are telling me like that I interact with them like I don't know, like they're like you're normal, but like societal norms, it's not normal to just like randomly start talking about like someone's personality or like get to like in the middle of like talking to them. Like it's just like and like I don't know, I just can't stop. Like I can't stop. I feel like that might be my
well,
entity blast. Like I can't stop.
dude, don't talk about personality with them. Like, ask questions. Like, ask questions about personality that sounds like something else. Like, you have to like hide it.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
it's like, for example, like you're not gonna be like, oh, you have decider problems. Like, no, like that's like no one's gonna know what you're saying. You're gonna come across as
No,
weird.
yeah.
Yeah, but
No,
like if you ask
yeah.
some things like if you go up to someone's like, so you look like by any like I'm not trying to offensive, stop me from being offensive, but like would I be wrong if your life problem is you have an identity crisis, and then we just watch their gauge, right? We'll gauge their reaction. Just throw it out there. Use your T to throw it out there, right? You're still double insider, so you can get away with some stuff. You can because you can always apologize if you offend someone, right? But like
No,
for
yeah.
example, I had a coworker. I was looking at her, right? I'm like, she looks like an EJ, but I want to know if she is or not. So I'm like, hey, by any chance is your like problem? Like, like we're just chatting casually. It's like, hey, sounds like you're trouble making decisions. A single decider have trouble making decisions, right? Sounds like you're trouble.
Mhm.
Would you say that you maybe like you're like having an identity crisis or something. She's like, oh my god, yes, all my life, you know. It's like, I'm like, there we go, EJ, right? So it's like,
Got it.
or if they're an IP, you'd be like, you know, it's like, you seem a little bit nervous. Like, don't worry, no one's gonna judge you. Just like say those words, right, and see how they react. Like, oh really? And it look like they feel more relief that, like you said, no one's gonna judge you. You know, tribe hates their fear, right? And then they're like, oh, this person's an IP, right? Or like, you know, an EP is like, you can try to scare them a little bit. It's like, hey, you know, what would happen if we like lock you up in this room and throw the key away, right? You know, like, you know, like to see how the reaction is, right? Or if they're like an IJ, talk about like talk about current events, right? Like, oh, did you hear about the hurricane or like this war? And if they're like, oh, really? You know, they get like really freaked out. They're like, IJ, there you go. You know, it's like
no, yeah,
like just test the waters, man, and just see what happens.
No, yeah, it's like, because like it's like my problem literally is like I'm like trying to, like, it's almost like I'm trying to convert people to OPS. Like I'm just like, I don't know, like I'm like, dude, like I promise you, like I'm telling you, like I said with NT Blast, like it's like presenting the N as like fact. Like, look, dude, like this thing is so real. Like, look at this, and then it's like, I don't know, but anyway, but like, okay, this is a channel change. But like another problem that I'm having, all right? So like I'm an EP in the military, and like honestly, this is like probably not the environment for like an EP, but like I willingly joined because when I joined, I actually did think I was an EP. I didn't know like specifically. I just was like, EP just seems like I lack discipline. Like I lack self-discipline. It's like, so I was like, maybe I can go there and learn how to have discipline. And like, but one thing that like this is done, this is random. I don't know. I'm just talking about random stuff. I'm sorry. But like one thing that this is done, it's like removed my ability to like focus on my observers, because like there's no like I don't have like a say in like where the path is going. Like the path, like the ability to like decide on a path is kind of taken away from me right now. So it's like I'm like forced to focus on my like character right now. And like, yeah. So like that's kind of what's happening. And like I'm also triggering a lot of like EJs, and I feel bad, but it's like I'm trying to like build them up. Like, come on, guys, like build that DI up. Like I'm gonna help you build your DI up. Like, but yeah, there's just a lot of EJs here, and like, yeah, ENTPs. There's like one ENTP in here, like everyone hates him because like ENTPs are just like, they don't understand. Like I don't think anyone in the military, they do not understand NE. Like they don't understand NE at all. Like they're just like, there's like no respect for NE. And like I love NE. Like I really do love NE. Like you guys are great. Like you guys are amazing. And like I get it. Like I get exactly where you're coming from. But like no one does. And I'm like, guys, like how do you not like see that this is like funny? Like this is just great. Like, but yeah.
Yeah, I think in the military, NI is more respected, like long-term planning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
NE is not useless. It's just maybe if the person's lead NE, it can come across as useless, because like ESTJs, for example, they can use NE, right? And NE is good for like doing detective work, you know, because like when you're doing an investigation, you can be like, okay, I have all these clues, right? But like how are they all connected together? You know, like what are these clues telling us, right? So that's when NE is good. But I guess in the military, unless you're in a specific division where you need
like job, it's because right now we're like in schooling, so like the NE people are just like, and like I get it, like I know, like I have an ENTP cousin, so like I grew up with him, so like I understand like exactly like what NE does, what they respect. But I think it's also having like that demon SI. That is the thing that triggers people, because they're like, how's your room so dirty? Like clean your room. And it's like, dude, like it's just stuff like that. And like also like they don't, I don't know, like I guess it's a lot of people, I guess they're like their lead play. So like they also have like that demon like OI. So then it's almost like any like triggers that like demon NI, because it's like they're just like, that's dumb, or like that's dumb, and like people are like sensitive about their NI. So it's like hurting them. But like I don't know. I'm a double decider, so I can handle the criticism from NI. Like I know NE probably thinks that NI, like my NI stuff is like dumb. Like you probably thought some stuff that I said with my NI is dumb, and like I get it, because like, yeah, you guys sometimes, no offense, like your SI is like, yeah. Anyways, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Just SI shit, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's all good, man. No offense. It is shit. It is what it is. It's a work in progress. Okay. Yeah, work in progress. All right. So, dude, we're gonna wrap the interview shortly. I have two last questions for you. We'll wrap it up. First one is we're gonna talk about your sexual modalities. So you are tester and you are visual. So as a tester, you um like to try different things, especially anything that relates to scent, something that would smell. So that could be food because food is smell, or it could be like scented candles or whatever. But it's like smell related and trying a lot of stuff that's like smell related. Can you see yourself? How do you see yourself with that?
Yes, 100%. Like that's crazy because like when I was younger, I was like a weirdo with that. Like I would just smell everything. Like I know that sounds crazy, but I would literally just like smell stuff. Like, and I know it's like bad. Like I would literally like see throw up, and I'd be like, or like, that's so bad. But, like I genuinely like okay, like if some shoes, like I'm like, do those shoes stink? And I just like grab some random person's shoe, and I'm like, yeah, like smells like ass. Like it's just like literally like I just smell. Like I don't care. Like but having that, I feel like I'm really sensitive to smell. Like if you smell bad, like you can like truly just like trigger me like horribly. Like because it's like I don't know, like I'm like hyper aware of scent. So it's kind of like I don't know, like I'm expecting people to be the same way. Like I'm hyper aware of like what my scent is to other people because I'm aware of like scents in general. So it's like be aware of your scent. And then
Yeah,
like yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I can relate. Actually, I'm very hyper aware with smell too, but I'm not a tester. I don't like to try to smell different things. But but I'm hyper aware. So like the tester side, I think is like the obsession. Like for you to smell someone's shoe, I'm like not gonna do that. Like I don't want to know.
Okay, okay. To be clear, I'm not just like sniffing people's shoes because like I like it. It's just like it's not like a fetish. Like I don't want this to sound like a fetish. Like, oh, I like sniffing shoes. Like it's like it's more
Benjamin,
like
this is the
I
shoe
don't
sniffer. Just kidding.
yeah, no, like I don't want that. Like I don't want this label. But it's like I don't know, like
Hide your shoes when Benjamin comes over.
oh,
Just kidding.
oh god.
Just kidding.
I hope no one sees this that I know. Because they're just gonna be like, do you sniff my shoes? Like that'll be weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, also I'd say that like I test like I don't know if this is what tester is as well, but like, I test like situations kind of like someone might tell me like, hey, like this is this, and I'm kind of like, I'm not gonna believe you unless I do it myself. Like if I don't experience it myself, it's not gonna be like real to me. But that could just be SE truly. Like that just might be SE.
It
Like
sounds like it's SE, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. The ESTPs, they do that too. Like they're yeah, which is good because then you get real life feedback, right? It's not bullshit theory, it's real.
yes, but like sometimes you don't have to like actually go through something to like understand what the main thing is. You know what I mean? Like,
I think okay, like if it's in your NI, then you do have to experience it. But if it's not in your NI, you don't. The theory is okay, right? Because the NI is what you're building, right? So you do need firsthand experience.
I see.
But if you're not building on that thing, then you don't need firsthand experience. Like look at me for example. Um, I'm building up a YouTube channel on personality types, right? So it's from an NI perspective, it's super important for me to get the SE. So how do I get the SE? I talk to people that are officially typed, and I get the information from you guys firsthand. So I'm not pulling shit out of my ass, like making things up. Like I'm getting it from you guys, right? So
Mm.
so that's kind of like the deal. So like whatever your NI is, you haven't defined that clearly yet, but once you do, then you need
Okay, I see what you're saying.
firsthand experience because otherwise, you're gonna be full of shit. Otherwise,
No, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Let's talk about your visual next. That's the last question. Is how do you experience your visual?
That's really I don't know because like double feminine, like I don't know how I come off to people truly. Like that's kind of like I don't even know.
Like
Like
no,
I
like
just
like when you learn, like are you good at like remembering like images? Okay, like I'll give an example. Like let's say you did something when you were 17. Can you remember like that time when you were on that thing that you did, and then can you feel also what it was like when you were in that?
oh
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, that's what you're saying. Like for me, it's just like it's like image. It's just image. It's just like images. Like so like when I lose something, I just think like where did I put this? Like literally I like close my eyes and I'm like, oh, it's right here. And then I just like literally like just pull it out. And I'm like, awesome. That's where it was. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like that. Like I literally just, yeah, like I just images. I don't know. It's just images. Like it's weird. And like I just have like when I think about something, I just see it. Like not like straight up see it. Like I'm schizophrenic, but like it's just like I just like it's weird. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
when I think about my old church, I see it right now.
Yeah. No. So for me, I don't see things. Like it's hard. Like I can't do what you do. Like visualize.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. It's very hard. It's very, very hard.
So
Yeah.
what are you doing? Like what is your brain? Like what's inside your brain like?
For what? If I have to visualize something,
Yeah, like what do you
I can see the outline, but I can't really see it. It's like a shadow. It's like, it's I can visualize if I sit there for like maybe an hour, I can visualize something. But it's super hard, like for me to visualize anything.
so like
I'm
do
very
you see
auditory. Yeah, sorry. Go
oh
ahead.
I see. Do you see like color and stuff? Like do you do not like can you see like the color and like the texture of stuff? Like
If I pay
you
attention
just
carefully, yeah, but I don't really. It's not something that comes natural. Like I lose things.
okay.
I don't see things. Like yesterday, I was trying to clean my apartment and I was looking for like the wet wipes, and then I was like, I don't know, I can't find the wet wipes, and my girlfriend's like, it's like right in front of you. I was like, oh, it's like,
Oh God. Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
see anything, and not because I'm Asian. I have small eyes. I'm just kidding. Just throwing some offensive jokes here. Like yeah,
Yay.
yeah. I love racist jokes, but anyways, so like
Me
yeah,
too.
yeah. But yeah, so there you go. It's like yeah, your sexual modalities does like play a big part. Like I interviewed someone before with like visual. They told me they can look at a textbook and they can screenshot it and then in their
Whoa.
brain. And then when the test comes, they can just go back and like they can remember what is on the textbook and they get a really good grade. So
I can do that. I can do that, but like not with words. It has to be like an actual image. So like right now, like I just thought about chemistry and I'm seeing like the atoms are like how the atoms are arranged in like a specific in like different forms. Like I don't remember exactly what they're called because I have feminine SE, but like I can
like
like see it. And like for me, it helps.
the
Like
periodical table, that one or something.
no, it's like it was like specific, like I forgot what it was. It was like the peas. It's like specific ways that they get arranged and it just makes like shapes. I don't know. I can see those shapes though. I don't know what it is, but I see those shapes. So it's kind of like that helped me a lot in school just because like I could kind of like start working with that image and like in a way get to the answer. Like it wasn't like I really didn't understand, but like I can kind of use that to like work to an answer kind of.
Right. All right,
Yeah.
dude. We gotta wrap up the interview here now because I gotta get going. So
Awesome.
thanks for coming out, Benjamin, and sharing more about your life as an ESFP.
Yep. Thank you. You have a good day.
All right, take care, man.